Welcome back to I Can Unbox Anything. Today we've got a parcel from the Pembrokeshire Beach Food Company. I was shopping for something quite specific and I found it and it's in here. But while I was browsing on this Pembrokeshire Beach Food Company website, I found too many interesting things. I'm going to get in there. It's very well wrapped. Okay, we're open. I'm going to put the box down on the floor and I'll lift the items out one at a time so that we can experience them. First, we've got lavabreadday.co.uk. April the 14th is National Lava Bread Day. More about that in a moment. A postcard, a little goodness from the sea. The first item is this rather wonderful little dented can. Captain Cat's More Seasoning Seafood Spice Rub. Oh, it's a shame that got dented. Maybe I can push that out from the inside. Sea salt, spices, smoked paprika, sweet paprika, lemon pepper, mace, ground pepper flakes, black pepper, allspice, cardamom, cinnamon, dried lemon peel, dried orange peel, lava, which is seaweed, mustard powder, herbs, ginger, bay leaves, cloves, celery powder, sugar, dulse, which is another seaweed. So this is like a seafood rub. I think this might be a little bit like Old Bay, which I never actually tried. But anyway, this is a kind of rub for meats and seafood. Well, there's loads of lovely stuff in there. Anyway, so that's that. Next, Culinary Academy of Craddock's Sea Salted Crackers for cheese lovers and mermaids. So these are wheat crackers with sea salt. I thought these might have been seaweed crackers, but they're not. In case you're wondering, or you probably may have guessed by now, nearly everything in here is either seaweed or sea themed in some way. Sea spiced chutney, a little festive goodness from the sea. So this looks like it was a Christmas thing. No, that's come off. Okay, so apples, raisins, onions, shallots, garlic, Barty rum, red wine vinegar, sugar, salt, pepper, and dulse, lava, and gutweed. So it's a kind of seaweed chutney. Sounds interesting. Put that back on there so we don't get lost. Ketchup, or as they called it on the website, kelp chup. Because this is an alternative to tomato ketchup, and it's made from sea spaghetti, bladder rack, organic apple cider vinegar, sugar, tomato puree, salt, white pepper, Captain Cat's More Seasoning, so it's got some of that in it. So it's a seaweed ketchup. Sounds interesting. Now this one's in an insulated smart fibre bag because it needs to go straight in the fridge. So that looks like wool. Interesting. And it is some seaweed cheese. Taffy seaweed cheese. It looks like it might be a bit like an Edam type cheese, but it's got seaweed in there as a spice. Aha! Now, this is the item that I started off with. This is the thing I was searching for that took me to this online store, because this is a can of lava bread, and lava bread is like a seaweed paste, cooked seaweed paste that's mixed with, it says mixed with oats and fry for a great accompaniment to a bacon breakfast. Well, I will do that, but that's going to be an episode of Weird Stuff in a Can, I think. And I think we maybe might try and time that for Lava Bread Day in April. Okay, and then I've got 2 bottles each of these. So this is Tamar's Tusk Arctic Pale Ale. This is a pale ale, and it's got, I think it's got a bit of seaweed in it. Finished with a hint of fresh Pembrokeshire sea breeze from local dulse seaweed that made Wally feel at home. So it's this is a seaweed flavoured pale ale, and similarly we've got a seaweed flavoured black IPA, Trawler's Dread. So these 2 beers I will review on my Instagram feed, because I tend to review beers over there. If you want to see those reviewed, that's where to find them. I don't normally beg people to follow me on social media, but yeah, if you want to see me review these beers, it'll be on Instagram. Of course, another 2 bottles of each of these, because the whole lot of this cost about £40. And that's the reason I actually added a couple of extra bottles of beer, that there was a £40. I got up to about £35 of things I was just interested in, and then there was a free shipping if it's over £40. So I added a couple more bottles of beer, and I didn't pay shipping. I got 2 bottles of beer instead. So there we go. That is my little haul from the Pembrokeshire Beach Food Company. Not sponsored, but I just thought it was really interesting. What we're going to do now, I think, is taste some of this, but not much. I'm just going to taste, I think, the cheese and crackers and chutney, because that's something I can put together and taste right now. Okay, time to give this cheese a taste. So, well, let's have a sniff first. Okay, well, it smells like a kind of tangy, Gouda type cheese. I'll just cut off a wedge like that. Now, I'm not sure if this is wax or natural rind on here, so let's have a look. That's a wax covering on top of a natural rind. The cheese, let's have a little taste of that. So, you can see the flecks of seaweed in there. Well, the first thing to say is it's really nice cheese. It's like a semi-hard, waxy type textured cheese. So it's got a little bit of a bend to it. Very good, well-developed cheese flavour. Slight tang of bitterness like you get in Jarlsberg or Leerdammer. And that kind of texture as well. Ever so slightly rubbery, it's just got a slightly rubbery texture, but in a good way, if you know what I mean. That's a nice cheese. The seaweed flavour, well, it's there, but I'm going to say it's really, really subtle. That's probably a good thing. But yeah, the seaweed flavour is kind of present, and I think it probably just acts pretty much as a flavour enhancer. Seaweed is full of glutamates, and so it probably serves as a kind of flavour enhancer for the cheese. Now, we're going to have it on Craddock's sea salted crackers. So, the crackers, I thought these were going to have seaweed in them, but they don't. Well, they're really good. They're really good crackers. And, well, I think we need a bit of chutney with this. And so this is the sea spice chutney, which it says sea spice chutney, but actually it's got quite a lot of seaweed in there. Not the most attractive thing, but then chutney never is. Smells good. I assume those are pieces of seaweed there. Yeah, there we go. Seaweed cheese, sea salt crackers, and sea spiced chutney. Wow. Of course, it's got a bit of rum in it. I would not normally taste a pickle just on its own, but I think we've got to do that. But yeah, it's got a really Christmassy flavour because of that rum in there. That is good. And again, seaweed's not a kind of major thing in there, but it is present. And I think that's good. They could have gone way overboard with the seaweed flavour and just ruined it by getting gimmicky and just giving it a really, really powerful dose of seaweed in there. Making a right mess of this. Instead, they've chosen to go subtle, which I appreciate. So that was my food haul from the Pembrokeshire Beach Food Company, and I've really enjoyed that. Lava bread's going to be coming up on an episode of Weird Stuff in a Can. I think kelp chup will probably just appear in a random stuff video somewhere, as indeed will this. So I hope that's been interesting. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.